YouTube, welcome back to my channel. What I'm gonna do today is to do a transmission fluid flush for my 2016 Honda Pilot EXL all-wheel drive. So for the EXL trim, we have a 6-speed automatic transmissions, and unlike a lot of newer transmissions like CVT or things like that, the transmission is like a seal unit where you cannot even get a dipstick to check the level, or it's really hard to change the fluid, and you need to have some sort of pump to do it, and then you need to measure the temperature and all that stuff, or you have to have the dealership to do it. For the Honda, for this particular unit, for the 6-speed, we do have a drain plug that I will be using a 1/2 inch drive to take out the drain plug, and also there is a dipstick where you can refill the fluid from top. So I will show you how I'm going to do that. And all you need is like I mentioned, a 1/2 inch drive, and also about 7 to 8 quarts of DWI Honda transmission fluid. So this type of fluid is specially formulated for the 6-speed. And for the 9 speeds, since I don't own a 9-speed automatic transmission Honda Pilot, so I don't know anything about that. And maybe you can look up other information or other YouTube videos might talk about that. So that's pretty much it. I have about 8 quarts of it. To do a drain and fill, you need about 3.3. So I need an extra quart just to be sure, in case I spill something. And so for the transmission, because every time when you drain it, you probably drain out about 60% of the fluid. There's a lot of fluid still kind of get hold up in the kind of like a transfer, not transfer, but torque converter. So if you only do one drain and fill, you only take out maybe 60% maximum amount of dirty fluid, and then you have like 40% old fluid remaining in it. So if I do it twice, I would get about maybe 80% clean fluid in the transmissions. So that will kind of, it's better that way. So it's a little more trouble, but it's definitely worth the time and money. If you're gonna be down there doing it anyway, why not do it right? So I will show you what I'm gonna do. Okay, so I have my the car on a ramp, and the good thing about my driveway is that it's a little bit kind of a slope downwards, and so when it's on a ramp like this, the car is actually leveled. And let me show you why this leveling actually helps me. Okay, so I'm underneath the car, and you can see the drain plug for the transmission oil case is right here, and it's out in front, towards the front of the car. So when the car is leveled, and you will get actually the maximum amount of transmission fluid drained out of the oil drain plug. Because if you have your car tilted up, so you will have some more fluid that will kind of be stuck in the back of here, so you're not really getting the maximum amount of fluid out. Unlike the engine oil drain plug, which is sort of facing backwards, so actually tilting the car up on the ramp will actually help you drain more engine oils out. So you can see here. So the dipstick and where you refill the fluid is right on the right below where you do the oil refill, the oil cap. So it's right down under there. You see that little ring right there? So that's where you go grab it. So that's the refill, that's the stick. And then also right now when you see that hole down there, that's where you refill the fluids. So let's check the color of the fluid and see how good it is or how bad it is. Okay, so we have a clean, paper towel here, so we can just wipe some of those fluid down here, and we can compare the colors, right? So this is what the color of the current transmission fluid looks like. A little kind of like, it's not like the pink color that you see, but it's not dark. Now let's compare with the new fluid that I just dipped from the new bottle, and you can see the difference. Sorry, I'm doing it with one hand. So that's the difference between the new fluid color and then old. So definitely it's time to do some flushing to get those old oils out and get them nice and pink. So it helps to have a long bar. So you see, it's very easy to do it. So, and then I'm gonna get an oil pan and have everything drained out. So make sure you do this when the transmission is cooled down, because those things are really hot. It's gonna burn you. I usually do this. Oh, look at that. It's coming out like a flood. So this is what the drain plug looks like. It has a magnetic tip that kind of suck up all the little metals and metallic parts that in the lifespan of the transmissions, a lot of parts that will sort of wear and tear is gonna fall off, and this thing will catch a lot of it. So you just kind of clean it off with a paper towel or a towel until it looks kind of more all clear and polished, and all that metallic gunks right all here. It's kind of like a mud of metal, muddy metal. So now with the fluid mostly out, so what I'm gonna do is I clean the base of, I clean the drain plug so that is nice and clean, and I sort of just clean the thread of the plug a little bit, and then I'll put an old washer on. Now the reason is that I'm just gonna put the old washer back on because I'm gonna drain it again, so I don't want to waste a brand new washer just to do so that I have to use another one again. So I'm gonna put the old washer because I'm not gonna leave it on for long, so I don't really have to worry about things that are leaking. So I'm gonna just put it back on, and I do have a brand new washer for the second fill. It's the second drain and fill. So make sure you guys buy a new washer when you buy the transmission fluid, so that you can change out the old one. And then we're gonna fill. Okay, so I'm gonna dump the old fluid into a empty oil can, and I'm using the oil can that I can read the level, so that it helps me to know how much fluids that I need to do a refill, so that I'm not overfilling or underfilling. So at least it gave me a good idea. One, two, three, four. Wow, actually 4 quarts came out, so lucky that I bought 8 quarts. Otherwise, I'll be like running to the Honda dealership to get another quart. This is good. So yeah, 4 quarts came out. So yep, now we're gonna do a refill. So now just comes the easy part of just refilling it. I'm gonna do maybe 3, maybe just under 4 quarts just to see where we are. Okay, so we got the fluid filled, and what I'm gonna do is I will start the engine and I will cycle through the gears, maybe like pausing at each gear for about 8 seconds, and that way we'll get all the fluids, kind of mix it with, you know, the new fluid mixed in with the old fluids throughout all the gears and the torque converter, and hopefully the next drain will get a lot of them out, you know, a lot of the old fluid out, and then it will be very clear. Okay, so before we do the second drain and fill, I would like to show you after the first drain what the transmission fluid color looks like. So it looks like this now. So like that kind of light pink. And I will show you what the brand new transmission fluid looks like. So compare the light pink, we have, it's more of a more pronounced pink. But as you can tell, we're getting close. Well, we're getting closer to this color now. You know, instead of a old sort of the yellowish, this is the old color. So we're getting a lot better, right? So, yep. Okay, so we're in a car. So let's start the engine. I was gonna let it stay in park for a little bit. Let the torque converter run, you know, start sucking in those transmission fluids. And ideally, you can, you know, take the car out to drive it for a couple of miles, and you come back, and actually that would be a better way to do it. But if you don't want to move your car, or if it's all jacked up, then what you can do is just go into reverse for a little bit, and then go into neutral. And so it only has a D and L, so drive and low. So it's gonna go into D. It felt like, you know, the cars want to go forward. Make sure you get your your foot brakes on, and your foot is on the brake. Now go to low. And we're gonna go back to park in the same sort of reverse order. So at the end of this, you want to turn the engine off, and then I'll wait another like half an hour to have the engine cool down to do another refill. But it's going to be repeating the same process over again. So it's a time-consuming process. You make sure you have the time to do it, and hopefully it's not in a really hot day. All right, so now going back to park. And so I'm gonna turn the engine off, and then I will wait, and then I will refill. Okay, let's go. Second drain. Let's do this. Oh, it's gonna flood out like last time. Whoa. Yeah. So now this time we want to change the new washer because it's going on for good. So we want to really clean the threads really good. Clean the base of the threads, so for the washer to go on. And And then make sure you also clean the surface of the washer so that there's no dirt and anything. So when that's finished draining, then we'll put the washer, the plug with the washer back on, and we'll do another refill. And then I'm gonna clean the rim of the drain hole. Make sure there's nothing on that rim, like dirt or any kind of sand. So it's all smooth. Let's put everything back in and torque it down. That's it. Okay, second refill done. We'll just go through the cycling through, and then we're gonna back out of the Ram and go for a little drive. Let's see how it runs. Runs good. Nothing's blowing up yet. Yeah, it runs fine. So we're gonna go for a little drive, come back in 5 minutes, and then we can check the level and then the color of the fluid and all that stuff. Good stuff. All right, folks, so it's been a long day. So I got the car back in the garage. After the little drive, I waited another like an hour to get things cool down so I can check the level more accurately. So you can see the sun is setting. So let's get this done so I can go get dinner. So I'm gonna check the level. Yep, level looks good. Now let's check the color. So now what you can see is the color. So you can see the color. This is the color from the brand new fluid, and this is the color that came out of the just flushed transmission. So not bad, right? I mean, this is, I think it's as close as I can get for 2 drops and fill. So yeah. All right, thanks guys for packing along, and I will give you more updates on the vehicle, and then I'll let you know how it runs. And thanks for tagging along, and we'll make more videos next time. I'll let you know.